checking the forecast, things looking crazy. A storm on the horizon, the pressure is low. Gotta get moving, put on a show. The news is all buzzing, state of alert, but we've got a plan, we're ready to work. Emergency Management Associates, we're here for the crisis, we're here for the fates. From the first sign of trouble to the all clear sign, we're on the front lines, we're one of a kind. Emergency Management Associates, we're the calm in the chaos, we're opening gates, connecting the dots and making the calls. We're picking you up when you're starting to fall. See a little fire or a rising flood, we're a well-oiled machine, we're running in the mud. From the city hall meetings to the rescue teams, turning worst case scenarios into hopeful dreams. We're training the people, we're stocking the gear, we're the team you can count on when trouble is near. Emergency Management Associates, we're here for the crisis, we're here for the fates. From the first sign of trouble to the all clear sign, we're on the front lines, we're one of a kind. Emergency Management Associates, we're the calm in the chaos, we're opening gates, connecting the dots and making the calls. We're picking you up when you're starting to fall. It's more than a job, it's a calling, you see. Prepared for the present and what's yet to be. Every second counts, we're ready to react for our communities. We're making an impact. Emergency Management Associates, we're here for the crisis, we're here for the fates. From the first sign of trouble to the all clear sign, we're on the front lines, we're one of a kind. Emergency Management Associates, we're the calm in the chaos, we're opening gates, connecting the dots and making the calls. We're picking you up when you're starting to fall. Yeah, we're picking you up, we're ready to go. EMA, let's get this show on the road.
Let's do this to it, guys. Let's make this one happen. Let's kick this can right now. What do you say, guys? Should we do it? I believe we should. Guys, welcome to Emergency Management Associates. My name is Ron Tyler. I'm the president of Emergency Management Associates. We're on the air to you, coming to you from the Area Command, 392 miles west of Kitty Hawk Beach, North Carolina. Welcome to our program, guys. It's a great thing to have you here with us. Thank you for being here. We're going to talk about a lot of different things right now today. Okay? A lot of different things. We're going to be talking about what is going on in Iraq, in Iran. We're going to be talking about the earthquake in the Cascadia subduction zone region that happened early this morning, about 2:30 this morning. We're going to be talking about other earthquakes around the world as well. So hang tough with this, guys. You're going to want to see this. I guarantee you're going to want to see this. Okay? Now, just give me just half a shake here. Okay, I'm trying to get another slide here for you to see, and I want you to understand what's going on here. Okay, getting this slide ready for you today. Give me just a half a shake here. I just found this slide just a moment ago. I want to thank Surgery for being here today. Surgery is also one of my best friends from north of Salt Lake City, and he's also a moderator on our program. I want to welcome him with open arms here. Okay, now, what is happening? What has been going on, guys? What do you think is going on? Okay, can anybody guess what's been going on? It's a big deal. This is also a big deal, guys. Okay, now, okay, sorry about that. It took me about a minute to get in there. And I just found this right before I went on the air, as I was coming on the air. And I want to thank Surgery for this. Iran is getting hit badly, hard, very hard. Iran launched an attack on U.S. base in Jordan and Bahrain as well, and over in Saudi as well. Their neighbors have, as I said last week, their neighbors have pounded Iran as well. They're continuing to pound Iran. Iran is paying a big price. When Iran attacked our Jordan U.S. base, they killed 3 of our service members. One other member is also missing. One of the service members is missing over there in Jordan right now. And President Trump is not going to tolerate this any longer. He's already said, you try to attack us, you try to attack anybody else, you're going to get pounded. And that is exactly what's gone on here. Let me enlarge this picture, enlarge this slide so you can see what's going on here. Okay? The title to this is this. Okay? Is this World War? Is this World War? What you see in the slide is Iran's Darkhoban nuclear power plant. Okay? Also, Fordo, which is another nuclear facility, nuclear development facility that Iran has had, is now totally destroyed. Okay? We destroyed it first in a barrage of bunker busters in March. During this time period, since March until now, Iran has wanted a ceasefire. Iran has gotten what they wanted. However, they've not done what they've asked us to do. They've not done what they've asked us to do. They've also not done what President Trump wanted them to do. President Trump wanted them to demilitarize themselves and surrender to the United States, and we would help them. But Iran has done just the opposite. Iran has gone ahead and enriched their uranium, and they've been trying to put together a nuclear bomb. They've been trying to do that. We've been trying to stop them. Now, also over on the far right-hand side, okay, we're showing the destruction we've made here. Okay? They constructed a concrete batch plant here, and it's now gone. Gone to bluey. Kablooey, guys. Gone completely. Okay? We dropped several bunker busters this weekend, and some of them have been on Karg Island, which is an oil refinery program in Iran. We've not touched their oil as of yet, but we have degraded their system to try to stop them from dropping drones and other bombs on the U.S. or other countries. I told you last week on Friday, we've also gone over and dumped on Bandar Abbas, which is over on the north side of the Strait of Hormuz. We've destroyed bridges. We destroyed communications facilities. The Iranians in Bandar Abbas had a facility, a great big huge tower looking over the Strait of Hormuz. We took that down to rubble. It's gone. Their communications facilities around Bandar Abbas have been destroyed. Their bridges and rail facilities from Bandar Abbas to the rest of Iran have been destroyed. Over here in Iran today, last night. We took out another one of their nuclear power plants. Iran is now dark. Iran is now dark. We took down their power grid completely. Okay? We took it completely off. They can't do squat now. They can't do squat. It's gone. It's gone. Now, I'm going to take this down. I want to show you this. This is one of the bunker buses that we dropped on Fordo last night. We took it off. It's gone. It is totally gone. Okay? Now, I'm showing you a earthquake map here in Iran last night. Last night. You see a 5.5 earthquake here north of Tehran. Guess what? That was Fordo. It's gone. Our bunker buster caused a 5.5 large earthquake. A 5.5 very large earthquake. Also, that other violet dot that you see there to the left, that's a 5.0 large earthquake as well. Our bombs are now causing earthquakes in Iran, major destruction in Iran. Okay? We're not going to put up with what they've been doing at all. What they've been doing is over. Okay? President Trump told them, he advised them a long time ago, you take out our service members and we're going to take you offline. That's what he's done. Okay? As Sergey's saying here in the chat, it's a bummer for them, feel bad for the real folks of Iran, not the idiots running their country. I agree. Now, what Iran is also doing, they're trying to get the people that they have in line right now wearing their hababs, wearing their Iranian clothing, and putting them in harm's way. Putting them in harm's way around their nuclear facilities, putting them in harm's way around their electrical grid, everything to protect their system. We've tried to avoid hitting the general population in Iran. We tried to avoid that. But now Iran is putting civilians in place to try to stop our bombing. We're not going to stop. We're not going to stop. I don't believe this is World War yet. I do not believe this is World War yet. Okay? But we're getting there. We're getting there, guys. Unfortunately, we're getting there. Okay? I don't like it. I don't think anybody likes it. Okay? But we've got to stop what's been going on. It cannot continue. It cannot continue. Now, something else has been going on as well. I don't have any slides up here to show you, but we have a mayor of New York. He's gone off the rails. The mayor of New York has gone off the rails. He's Muslim, as you all know. That mayor's totally gone off the rails. He's also been in communications with Tehran. Okay? I am very surprised that our FBI has not arrested Mayor Mamdani of New York. I'm very surprised they've not taken him into custody. Anytime we've had someone here in the United States that's been directly in contact with one of the terrorist forces, we've arrested them. Yet this Muslim mayor of New York is still walking around free. Walking around free. Okay? He and other people here in this country should not be even walking around free at all. They should be arrested, in my opinion. That's my opinion. Everybody's got an opinion. I've also got one. Okay? What's happening? What's happening? We need to be aware of what's going on, guys. We need to be fully aware. As I've said on this program many times, we need to have our head on a swivel. We need to have our head on a swivel. We need to keep track of what's going on around us. Be very cognizant of everything going on around you. Okay? Be prepared. Be very prepared. In Texas, In Texas, guys, Governor Abbott and other politicians we consider conservative have allowed Muslim people to come into Texas and build mosques and build cities and take over cities just like they did in Dearborn, Michigan. They're trying to take over Texas. We cannot allow that to happen. Governor Abbott, or your people that might be watching or listening to this program, you need to do something about this. We cannot allow this to happen. Ever. Not now, not ever. It's got to stop. And it's got to stop right now. Period. Period. Does anybody have any questions for me? Sergey's here in the chat saying he expects Steph to step off at some point with sleeper cells when Iran gets totally desperate. Watch out. I hope I'm wrong. I agree. Look out for sleeper cells. Like I said, keep our heads on a swivel. Don't allow ourselves to be dissuaded. Don't allow ourselves to be thinking that nothing's going to happen here. It could and very well must happen. It must happen. Okay? In order to get everybody's attention here in this country, I know it's going to happen. Unfortunately, it will happen. I hope nobody gets hurt. I hope nobody gets seriously hurt, but guess what? That's what happened when we developed relationships with terrorists. We've allowed these people to terrorize our country. We've allowed them to get into our higher schools of education. They're teaching our children things that they shouldn't even know. They're turning our children against us. We've seen it happen. Seen it happen. It can't continue. Again, I'm going to talk to the parents here. I want to talk to our parents. Guys, talk to your children. Open up the lines of communications with your children. Don't let this kind of thing continue. School your children so their schools don't take them off and tell them something else. Make sure that we are teaching our family things we want them to know. Make sure that you're teaching them things they're going to want to remember to protect your family and theirs in the future. Okay? Make sure that, guys. Otherwise, our families and children are going to be gone. Our families and children will be gone. Okay? I said this before, I'm saying it again. Okay? I'm very serious. I'm very serious, guys. I want us to survive. I want our country to be stable. I've always been saying this since day one. We want our system and country to be stable. We've lasted 250 years. The United States of America has lasted 250 years. It's lasted that long because we've had people standing up for ourselves, our citizens themselves. We need you and I to stand true to our families, true to our faith, and true to our country. Okay? Please pray for our country. Please pray for our country. Kristen is saying her 28-year-old son is completely liberal. He's moved back in with them recently, and she's hoping they can sway him some, but it's not so easy. I agree, it's not easy. Several of my wife's children have turned away from us, turned away from what they've been raised as. They've been raised as Christian, they turned away from the Christian church because the schools have led them to that direction. We're trying to bring them back. We're trying to bring them back. Our daughter we thought was lost, she's come back as well. We can do this, guys. I'm sure we can do this. Okay? Mary Pedersen is here in the chat. I appreciate you very much, Mary. You've been a long time listener, a long time friend of our channel here. I just gave you an EMA sticker on your super chat. I'm also giving you a thumbs up on your super chat as well. Thank you for that, Mary. Appreciate you very much. I don't see Mary that often. I'm glad she's still here with us. Guys, I just instituted a goal here. We need at least 10 super chats here, $5 or larger, super chats within the next 28 minutes, and I will hold a question answer session only for our EMA family here. For our EMA family here. I will hold a special question answer session for our EMA family. We get at least 10 super chats of $5 or larger. So please help us, guys. We need that help. We need your help. Okay? Costs are going up for us to keep this program on the air. We need help paying these overages off. We can't do without you. We can't do without you. Guys, pray for our country. Pray for the citizens of Iran. Most of the citizens of Iran are like us. They're westernized. They don't want to live under Muslim control. They don't want it. So let's please help them as well. Let's help them as well. We've got another $5 super chat. I just gave you a thumbs up for that. Gave you an EMA sticker on your super chat. Another one besides that right here. Thank you so much. I gave you another super chat here as well. Thank you for that, guys. We need you here. We appreciate you here. Thank you for helping us on this program. We love and appreciate you guys. Rich, I understand that. I understand your position as well. God bless you, Rich. Rich is one of my best friends. He's also one of our moderators on this program. Rich Quake has his own program over on here on YouTube. You might go and visit him and show him his channel some love as well. Okay? Renee Sevy's here, one of our moderators here. She's given us a tornado warning from the National Weather Service issued for Watson, Missouri here, or Watson, Mississippi here, till 7 p.m. Central Daylight Time here today. Another 40 minutes here from Mississippi. A tornado warning. If you're in a tornado warning area, guys, take cover now. Take cover now. Kristen just gave us another $5 super chat. Thank you for that. Just gave you an EMA sticker on your super chat. I also gave you a thumbs up for that as well. Thank you, Kristen. We appreciate you very much. God bless all of you for helping us here. We love and appreciate you very, very much. Okay, let's keep this program going here. Okay, I want to talk about Iran because it's a big deal. All of us are being affected. Every one of us are being affected by it. Why is that? Because someone knows someone. Someone might know one of the people who've been hurt or killed. If we don't know them, one of our relatives do. One of our own family members might. So please pray for those of our country. Please pray for our servicemen and women around the globe. Sleeping Volcano just gave another $5 super chat. Sleeping Volcano, thank you for that. Sleeping Volcano is one of my dearest friends. She's also a moderator on this program. We appreciate and love her very much. Okay, let's keep going here, okay? One of the other things I want to talk about is tropical depression number 2. Tropical depression number 2. I'm going to play a video here. What's going on here, okay? Why am I playing this? The simple reason is this, okay? Tropical depression number 2 is going to become Tropical Storm Bertha. Tropical Storm Bertha. Okay, I thought last Friday night it would turn into Bertha by Friday night going into Saturday. It has not. It has remained low wind coverage. Very unpowerful storm. The winds are going to pick up by the time probably by tomorrow night into Wednesday. And by Wednesday, it's going to hit Houma, Louisiana, and be a tropical storm. Second named storm this year. Let's watch this program here.
First, have got to kick off by talking about the tropics. So first and foremost, I just want to jump into that, tell you where things stand at the moment with what is Tropical Depression 2, actually formed yesterday on Sunday evening and is expected to become our next named storm of the 2026 Atlantic hurricane season by sometime later today. So we're looking at it right now on satellite imagery. You can see that it is just kind of trying to get itself together. It's not totally together just yet, but that is what it's going to do as it sits in the Gulf here for the next little bit. As we go into this afternoon, like I said, intensification into a stronger system is expected. So as it organizes, as that center of circulation becomes a little bit more defined, and as it sits here in the Gulf, it will become Tropical Storm Bertha, the B name, which is the second name on the list, by later this afternoon. Expected to make landfall along the Louisiana coast here, continue tracking through the Louisiana coast, eventually landing in Texas as a remnant low pressure system by the time we get to the end of the week and this upcoming weekend. So we're kind of in this for the long haul. It's Monday today, and this system still has a long way to go as we go throughout the rest of the week. But the good news is it's expected to peak at tropical storm strength. So it's not expected to get a whole lot stronger than that because of its predicted nature that it's going to intensify into a tropical storm. Tropical storm watches have been issued along the Florida Panhandle and into the Alabama, Mississippi, and Louisiana coast. So along the Gulf Coast here, the National Hurricane Center has already gone ahead and said that tropical storm force winds are likely within this area as we go through the next 48 hours. But of course, once this does intensify into a tropical storm, these likely will jump up into warnings in a couple of areas once this track becomes a little bit more defined. But that is the current situation with Tropical Depression 2, again expected to become Tropical Storm Bertha as we head into the rest of the day. The most important thing to note with everything I just said, if you're watching from Central Georgia, is the fact that we are not expected to have direct impacts here in Central Georgia. You saw that cone. It has a westerly track. It is not making its way towards the east. And though we are going to have indirect impacts, which I'll talk about here in just a moment, we're not expected to have major impacts from this system.
My wife.
Okay. I'm going to end it there. Okay. Those indirect impacts are going to be rain. Not heavy, but it's going to be rain. Okay. Yes, they're going to get some rain in southern Georgia, going maybe up into central Georgia, and that's just about it. But that's not all, guys. Guess what else is going to happen? We've got storm clouds coming from the central part of the United States. They're moving over towards the east. Coming from the central part of the United States, going in towards the East Coast. Even right now, we've had increased cloudiness all day long, and we are expecting a storm here in western North Carolina sometime within the next few hours. We're expecting a possible thunderstorm within the next couple hours. That's going to happen. It's going to happen up and down the entire coast, South Carolina, North Carolina, going into Virginia, going into Washington, D.C., going north into New York, Connecticut, and further north into Maine, Vermont, Maine, and going up into Canada as well. Also offshore, we have a good size, what they call a tropical depression also off the northeastern coast of the U.S. It may turn into something else once it hits up in towards Nova Scotia as well. You guys in Nova Scotia, Canada, on the east coast of Canada, you might also be aware of that. Check your weather systems. Check what's going on with your weather services on television and your state weather systems on the East Coast. Watch what's going on. Be prepared, guys. Be prepared. One of the other things I want to say is I hope it does hit. I hope rain does give some respite to the Canadians up in the north part of Canada, up in northeast Canada. I talked to my buddy, Canadian Patriot One, Dave, earlier this morning. They've had fires up there, devastating fires. We talked about the possibility of Dave and his family getting hit with fire. It's not going to happen right now. He's also gotten a fire hose donated from his fire department, and his house sits right next to a fire hydrant. So if a fire does get anywhere near his house, he's going to open up the fire hydrant to protect his house and other places in that area. And what I'm also telling you all, if you are anywhere near a fire, make sure your surrounding property around your home is wet. Make sure your roof lines are also wet. Your entire roof is wet. Soak it down. Soak it down. That way, if embers come flying through the air from the fire, you're not going to have your home or the surrounding land burned out. Make sure your surrounding areas around your homes are wet. Wet them down, guys. Wet them down. Keep them soggy. Okay? That's the best way to prevent fire around each one of us. Okay? Now, with that said, something good happened this weekend. On Saturday, Vice President Vance and his wife Usha said this: "We're excited to announce that our baby boy, Alex Neil Vance, was born this morning. Usha and baby are happy and healthy. Our kids are overjoyed to meet their little brother. The incredible military doctors and staff members of Walter Reed Medical Center and the White House Medical Unit have been a blessing. We're deeply thankful for all they've done for our family." Signed, Vice President Vance and his wife Usha. They welcomed the baby boy on Saturday. Congratulations to the Vice President and his wife and family. Okay? Now, what else do we have for you? I'm going to tell you that right now. Okay? Let's talk about what happened in Cascadia early this morning. Over the northern part of Cascadia, off the coast of Vancouver Island. Off the northwest coast of Vancouver Island, we had a 5.6 earthquake. A 5.6 earthquake, 2:30 to 2:41 this morning. After that, this afternoon, about 2:40 this afternoon, we had a 4.5 earthquake. 4.5 earthquake aftershock happened about 2:30 this afternoon. Now, I'm very surprised that 5.6 earthquake did not propagate other aftershocks. I'm very surprised. But this is what happened, okay? We only had one aftershock, a 4.5 moderate aftershock. But this was a 5.6 earthquake, 129 miles southwest of Port McNeill, Canada, British Columbia, Canada. Now, look where it's at. It's right between the Cascadia subduction zone that you see going north from Northern California all the way up to and including the west coast of Haida Island of Canada. Okay? A 5.6 large earthquake here. Now, before I go on, I want to remind you all what happened, I saw happen back December 24th, 2019. December 24th, 2019. In the same area here, where you see this 5.6 earthquake here, the same area had four 7.0 earthquakes here. 4 7.0 earthquakes. Again, this is a big deal. Okay? At that time on Christmas Eve, December 24th, 2019, one of my old friends, I haven't contacted him in probably 4 years. He just cut me off all of a sudden. No contact. He turned off his phone or got a new phone number. He cut me off on social media as well. That's all fine and good. He said he's going to establish his own channel, which he's done. He's not been very successful with it. That's all right. He cut me off. That's okay. But that night on December 24th, 2019, he called me. He said, "Ron, something's happened." He told me about those 4 7.0 earthquakes. I went into my office and confirmed what had happened. Those 4 7.0 major earthquakes that happened that night, we thought might trigger the Cascade earthquake. We thought those 4 major earthquakes would trigger the Cascade. They did not. We prayed to Heavenly Father to stop those earthquakes from turning into a Cascadia Cascade megathrust earthquake. Didn't happen. Is this going to do it? No, it's not. Not going to do it. This area with this earthquake here is a large earthquake, yes. A 5.6 very large earthquake. 5.0 to 5.5 earthquakes are large earthquakes. 5.6 to 5.9 are very large earthquakes. That's what we say. That's how we categorize it. Okay? This was a very large earthquake. By itself, it's not going to have any consequences really of triggering the Cascadia earthquake. However, it's in the Cascadia subduction zone, in the Cascadia regional subduction area. Remember that. That earthquake fault out to the left side of that earthquake is what they call the Juan de Fuca fault. Juan, Juandde, Fuca, Fuca. The Juan de Fuca fault. Okay? It's part of what they used to call the Fairfield fault. Okay? Now, this same fault line is part of the Fairfield plate. The plate is subducting underneath the North American plate. That same subduction zone, that same plate is subducting underneath, traveling underneath the North American plate, just like this. It's making a deep dive under the North American plate, just like this. In doing that, guys, what happens? It's causing other earthquakes as well. Now, neither the USGS or the Canadians are showing earthquakes here today. They're not showing any other earthquakes here today, but they are happening. They're happening. As the plate subducts, it's causing the land to rise. It's causing the land to rise like this. Subducting, yes, going underneath the plate, causing land to rise like this. In doing so, it's going to cause earthquakes. It's going to cause earthquakes as that subducting plate scrapes underneath the North American plate. It's scraping, guys. It's scraping. That's one of the reasons we had this 5.6 early this morning. 2:41 a.m. this morning. Okay? This plate is subducting. Subducting. We're going to see more earthquakes like this very soon. Now, just to let you know, on a good day, the Juan de Fuca fault subducts up to 2 inches a day. 2 inches a day, guys. Those numbers are huge. Those numbers are huge. Those numbers are huge. Okay? It's surprising to me that we're not seeing large earthquakes here. It's surprising to me we have not already seen a Cascadia earthquake. Okay? As I said before, the Cascadia earthquake is inbound. Nothing's going to stop it at this point. It's inbound. It's over 324 years past due. It's over 324 years past due. It's going to happen, whether anybody really wants it or not. Okay? Most people are saying, oh, it's not going to happen to me. That's a fallacy, guys. Don't believe that. Don't believe that. The Cascadia earthquake is inbound. I promise you. I've told people to get prepared for a very long time, and I mean that religiously. Get prepared. Get prepared and get prepared now. Get your food, get your water, get your clothing, get your medicine, get your medical kits, get everything ready. If the Cascadia earthquake isn't going to hit where you live, guess what? It's going to cause other earthquakes as well. It's going to cause other earthquakes as well. With that said, I'm going to take this down for the time being. But there's other things going on here as well. Okay? Let's bring up the USGS map here. Okay. I'm going to take down our EMA banner here. I'm going to take down our webcam here for the time being. I'm showing you the Cascadia earthquake here. Okay? I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to help you understand what's actually going to happen here. And it's a big deal. It's a big, big deal. Okay? When the Cascadia earthquake hits, okay, the Cascadia 9.0, 10.0 earthquake is going to be echoed down the entire fault line. From where it hits, it's going to be echoed all the way down the entire fault line to Northern California right here. Okay? This is where the Cascadia subduction zone hits in Northern California off the coast. Now, let's back out a little bit more here. Say the Cascadia earthquake is closer to the Juan de Fuca fault. Say it's closer to the Juan de Fuca fault as you see this 5.6 earthquake is. Say it's here. The energy is also going to be transmitted down the Juan de Fuca fault and down the Cascadia as well. Down the Cascadia as well. Okay? The Cascadia fault zone is going to carry the seismology, carry the energy all the way down here to the south. The Juan de Fuca fault intersects with the Blanco fracture zone right here. The Blanco fracture zone down here. This is important. If the Cascadia 9.0, 10.0 earthquake hits on the northern part of the Blanco fracture zone, it's going to carry the energy south here to the Blanco fracture zone. The Blanco fracture zone runs from the northwest to the southeast. Okay? We've seen 3.0 earthquakes here in the Blanco fracture zone. We've also seen 5.3 earthquakes here on the Blanco fracture zone recently, within the last month and a half. We've seen 6.0 earthquakes here as well. Further to the south here, the Blanco fracture zone connects with what they call the Gorda Ridge. The Gorda Ridge, it's another plate here. The Gorda plate here. The Gorda plate is subducting underneath Oregon and Northern California. Also, parts of the Pacific plate are also subducting underneath the North American plate. Okay? Now we have energy down here on the Gorda Ridge being transmitted to the Gorda Escarpment. The Gorda Escarpment is this east-west fault zone running away from the state of California. If that energy is transmitted down the Juan de Fuca plate, it's going to be transmitted over here to the Gorda Escarpment and over here ultimately to the San Andreas Fault. San Andreas Fault. Now, back in December, on December 23rd, 2019, Chris Goldfinger is now Professor Emeritus at Oregon State University. In 2019, he visited with seismologists and geologists in San Francisco, California. In San Francisco, California, he told them in 2019 that the Cascadia subduction zone will trigger the San Andreas Fault. He said then that the Cascadia subduction zone would trigger the San Andreas Fault. You see here, the San Andreas Fault goes along the coast of California here. Just before it enters San Francisco area here, it goes inland and then back out to sea. And then it comes over here to the entrance of San Francisco Bay. It comes over here to the entrance of San Francisco Bay. When it comes here, that energy is going to be transferred off the San Andreas Fault to all other faults here in the San Francisco Bay Area. Look at this. There are many, many other faults here. That earthquake energy is going to be transferred over the other faults This area is going to be destroyed. This area is going to be destroyed. By the time the energy hits here in San Francisco, we're talking probably 8.5 to 8.0 activity, or 8.0, 8.5 activity. That's serious, guys. That is very serious. San Francisco Bay Area will be destroyed. You see earthquakes here already. One southeast of Santa Rosa, California here. Right there. This is a 2.5 minor earthquake. 2.5 minor earthquake on the Hayward Fault. In the San Francisco Bay Area right here. This is a 1.1 tremor here. San Leandro, California. On the east side of San Francisco Bay. On the Hayward Fault. Guys, I have it on very good authority. When the San Andreas Fault transfers this energy south, down here this energy is going to be a 8.0, 8.5 earthquake. We haven't seen 8.0, 8.5 earthquake in our lifetimes, ever. Ever in our lifetimes here in the United States. It hasn't happened, but it's going to happen. Whether it be on the San Andreas Fault, yes. On the Hayward Fault being transferred, yes. Eastward on the other faults here, yes, absolutely as well. It's going to happen. Now, as we go south here, notice the San Andreas Fault goes further inland, east of Monterey Bay here, east of Monterey Bay. Down here further to the south, the Hayward Fault and the Calaveras Fault also meet up down here, or down here in southern Bay Area here. This area, guys, is one of the most dangerous areas in the world. One of the most dangerous areas in the world. Why? Because, guys, we have three major faults intersecting here. Three major faults intersecting down here. That's going to be pretty bad, isn't it? It is. It very much is. Just southeast of Monterey Bay here is 1.5 tremor here in San Juan Bautista, California. Further south here, this is the Pinnacles. The Pinnacles in California. It's on the San Andreas Fault, yes. It also has oil and gas drilling pumps here. Pumps and jacks here at the Pinnacles here in Southern California on the San Andreas Fault. Guys, this is going to happen. It's going to happen. All the faults east or west around the San Andreas Fault are going to carry remnants of this energy here. They're going to cover remnants of this energy here. And as this San Andreas Fault goes further south, the energy is also going to be transferred down here. Santa Maria, California, Santa Barbara, Oxnard, California, you can also feel it here. Yes, we have EMA family members living here in Southern California here. Santa Clarita is also going to get hit because it's right there. Right there. Lancaster. There's a United States Air Force Base in Lancaster. Lancaster, California has probably 100,000 people living there, maybe more. The San Andreas Fault is going to go further to the south, isn't it? Absolutely is. Over here into eastern Los Angeles County, San Bernardino County as well. Right here. Right here. Just west of the San Andreas Fault. Devore, California. 1.0 tremor here in Devore, California, guys. Guess what? Back in the 70s, we had a 6.7 earthquake here in Deborah, California. 6.7 earthquake here in Deborah, California. Where's it at? What fault's it on? It's on the San Jacinto Fault, which is also right next to what? The San Andreas Fault. Anywhere here in the Los Angeles area, the greater Los Angeles area, there are fault lines all over this place, as you can see. These other fault lines are also going to be highly disturbed when this energy reaches San Francisco or reaches Los Angeles County, California. This area is going to be totally devastated as well. Down here, we're expecting at least a 7.5 to 8 points earthquake here in Los Angeles on the San Andreas Fault. On the San Andreas Fault. It's going to happen. Get prepared, guys. It's going to happen. Here today, right next to Deborah here, we have a 1.0 tremor in Fontana, California. USGS is telling us a tremor here in Fontana, California. Guess what? They're not telling us the entire truth. We have all kinds of tremors here in Fontana, California. We have all kinds of minor earthquakes here as well. 2.0, 2.9 minor earthquakes. Also, last time I checked, Fontana's also had at least 2 3.0 earthquakes today. At least 2 3.0 small earthquakes here today. Fontana, California, guys. Fontana, California. Deborah here, right next to this, also in Deborah, 1.6 tremor. They got lucky. They got lucky. Now, let's go over towards Ontario, California here, right here. This is the 1.0 tremor here. 1.0 tremor here. Guys, we're still looking at fault zones here. We're still looking at fault zones, guys. The reason Ontario continues to get hit, faults are transferring energy from the San Andreas and the San Jacinto faults over here in California, all over Los Angeles, literally all over Los Angeles. Now again, USGS is not telling us about other earthquakes here in the greater LA area. There are earthquakes here. Every day, the greater Los Angeles area gets hit with over 400 earthquakes a day. 400 earthquakes a day here in the greater Los Angeles area. USGS is not going to show them. They don't want anybody to know what's going on here. Possibly as early as tomorrow, we're going to cover earthquakes in Southern California. This earthquake right here, 10 kilometers, 5 miles southwest of Corona, California, 1.1 tremor. Nobody feels tremors, guys. They're too small. But look what's happened here. Look what's going on, guys. Fault zone city. Fault zone city here, guys. Faults everywhere. Faults everywhere. Northeast from Corona, right here. Okay? USGS is calling this a 1.3 tremor here over here, a quarry blast. A quarry blast. Let's zoom in here. A quarry blast. Interesting. Very interesting. These earthquakes are not at a quarry. These earthquakes are not at a quarry. These earthquakes are like half mile or further from the quarry. Half mile or further from the quarry. These are tremors, guys. These are earthquake tremors, not quarry blasts. Not quarry blasts. This is a 1.3 tremor here. This is 1.8 tremor here. Nowhere near the quarry. Over a half mile away from the quarry. Half mile away from the quarry. Okay? Now, they're in the mountainous region here. They're in the mountainous region here. Look where we're at. Look where we're at. We have a lake here. Lake Matthews. Right here, guys, we have a lot of earthquakes here as well. USGS never tells us that, though. There just happens to be a seismograph here, Lake Matthews. But USGS doesn't want to talk about it. Heaven forbid. Heaven forbid. Now, right here, the Tenascal Valley. The Tenascal Valley here, Interstate 15. What do we have here, guys? Yes, we have lakes. Yes, we have lakes here. What else is here? What else is here? Here in this mountainous region here between Los Angeles and Orange County. Between Los Angeles and Orange County, we have a bunch of mountains here. What is going on here? We have magma down beneath the surface. We have magma down beneath the surface here. Why? Because magma is flowing from the Pacific Plate over here towards the volcanoes here in California. Magma is flowing from the Pacific Plate over towards volcanoes in Southern California. I happen to know, because I've been here before, here in the mountainous region here, there are 7 different hot tubs. 7 different spas here. Each spa is surrounded by a chain link fence. Used to be you paid $30 to go in here for 4 or 5 hours. Might be even more expensive now. They give you a key to the lock. You let yourself in. Secure the lock behind you. And you have that spa open to you for 4 or 5 hours. Spas here, guys. Magma down beneath the surface here. As a result of this activity here, the magma is also causing earthquakes in this region. Magma is also causing earthquakes in this region. Here in the Tenascal Valley here, there's a town here called Glen Ivy right here. Guys, when I show you the seismogram from Glen Ivy tomorrow, you're going to be totally surprised. You're going to see tremors, you're going to see minor earthquakes, and yes, you're going to see some 3.0 earthquakes here in Glen Ivy, California. Further south here, in a town called Lake Elsinore. Guys, here in Lake Elsinore, this town's not a town, it's a city. A very large city here in Orange County. Guys, USGS has a seismograph here in Lake Elsinore, 2 of them in fact. But they're not showing any earthquakes here at Lake Elsinore. That's a fallacy. That's a complete fallacy, guys. I know for a fact there are earthquakes here because I know people here in Lake Elsinore. What else is going on here, guys? What else is going on here? Down here you see the San Jacinto Fault moving further south here. You also see the San Ernest Fault moving further south here as well. Earthquakes, guys, earthquakes. USGS not showing all the earthquakes here at all, not at all. Cabazon here. When I show you the cytogram from Cabazon, it's going to show you a lot of earthquakes here. It's going to show you long duration tremors and earthquakes here. 2.0 to 2.5 earthquakes here in Cabazon, California. Today, USGS is owning up to what, excuse me, sorry about that, didn't mean that. USGS is opening up saying there's a 1.5 tremor here. But guys, it's not just 1.5 tremor either. Tremors, long duration tremor activity. Some of the tremors lasting 1 to 5 minutes long, some even longer than that. Those tremors are causing 2.0 earthquakes as well, 2.5 earthquakes. You don't see USGS reporting those at all. On the San Jacinto Fault here to the south here, to the west, this is 1.0 tremor here, Bella Vista, California. Going over toward Menifee area, Green Acres, California. Green Acres, California. Green Acres is a place to be. Farm living is a life for me. This is just southwest of Hemet. This is a 0.8 microquake here in Green Acres. Here in Green Acres, California. Okay? Going for the south here. Right here. Bella Vista was 1.0 tremor here. This is 1.0 tremor also in Bella Vista. We go south here. West of the San Jacinto Fault here, we're talking now about the Anza Gap. The Anza Borrego Desert State Park in Southern California, North San Diego County, Northeast San Diego County. This is 1.1 tremor here. This is 0.5 microquake. Going further down here to the west. Also in the Anza Gap area, Anza Borrego Desert State Park, a brand new earthquake. Red means brand new earthquake within the last 30, 40 minutes. This also is 0.7 microquake. Interesting, huh? It surely is. Further here to the south, also part of the Anza Gap area, Anza Borrego Desert State Park, 2.0 earthquake here. 2.0 minor earthquake here. Now, guys, I'm not going to spend a great deal of time here in Southern California because I want to talk about Cascadia primarily tonight. These earthquakes are happening. Further to the west here, Lake Henshaw. Lake Henshaw is just northeast of Escondido, California. Northeast of Escondido, California. I've done a lot of fishing at Lake Henshaw before. They see this is 1 mile southwest of Lake Henshaw. Let's open this up here. This is 1 mile northwest of Lake Henshaw. Northwest of Lake Henshaw, USGS has this west-southwest. It's west-northwest of Lake Henshaw. Again, USGS cannot get its directions right anywhere. Not here, not in Alaska, not anywhere. Southern California, Escondido, North San Diego County. North San Diego County. Okay, they're happening here. They're happening here. The San Jacinto Fault here, 0.4 microquake, Borrego Springs, California. The Anza Borrego Desert State Park, Northeast San Diego County. Then down here further south here on the San Andreas, USGS is not owning up to earthquakes here. There are earthquakes and tremors here all up and down the San Andreas Fault, especially right down here. Right down here, Bombay Beach. This is where the San Andreas Fault intersects underneath the Salton Sea here. Here at Bombay Beach, they're not just tremors, not just minor earthquakes, but full-blown 3.0, 3.9, and 4.0, 4.5 earthquakes happening here every day here in Bombay Beach. Why? Because of the San Andreas Fault. The San Andreas Fault. Then the San Andreas Fault continues south here, all the way through what they call Imperial County, California here, all this area here. Continues down here, goes south of the border here. Continues south of the border into northern Mexico and into southern Mexico as well. All over southern Mexico. Now, look at that. Look at the San Andreas Fault going through the Gulf of California. All the way down here further south. USGS is not talking about earthquakes here in southern Mexico, are they? They're not. There are 78 earthquakes here in southern Mexico. 78 earthquakes here in southern Mexico. From Puerto Vallarta to the north here, all the way south here, to right here, the northern border of Guatemala. Now, guys, here, there are 40 earthquakes down here in the further south area of southern Mexico. Why? Why? Because we just got through having a very large earthquake here in southern Mexico. A very large earthquake here in southern Mexico. We're still seeing aftershocks. USGS still is not showing us all the aftershocks as well. 20 plus aftershocks here. 5.0 earthquake here. 4.5 moderate earthquake here. 4.1 moderate earthquake here. This is a 4.2 moderate earthquake. And this is a 4.7 moderate earthquake here. There was one other 5.0 earthquake here. They've taken it down. Again, they don't want to own up to how many earthquakes are happening here. Why? Because they want to have the benefit of a doubt. Oh, nothing's going to happen. Nothing's going to happen. Don't worry about it. Nothing's going to happen. They want everybody else in the world to think nothing's going to happen to them. That's not true. That's so far from the truth, it's not even funny. Not even funny. Now, I'm just going to go over here towards northern Venezuela here. We have some earthquakes here, a lot more earthquakes than they're showing here. Near Caracas, there are about 7 earthquakes here near Caracas. They're still pulling people out of the bodies out of rubble here from that earthquake here. 7.2, 7.5, 8.4. I believe it was an 8.4 earthquake here in Venezuela. They're still pulling bodies out of the rubble here. Here in Venezuela here, 4.8 moderate earthquake here. 4.8 moderate earthquake here near Guerrilla, Venezuela. Out here. North of Trinidad, north of Tobago. This is a large 5.0 earthquake here. A large 5.0 earthquake here. 22 kilometers, about 12 miles, north-northeast of Scarborough, Trinidad. USGS has this north-northwest, it's north-northeast of Scarborough and Trinidad. Okay? Earthquakes here, guys. Earthquakes here. Just because USGS says there's nothing going on, it has the directions wrong, doesn't mean it didn't happen. It did. It did happen, guys. Okay? Now, there are other earthquakes here also over here in the central mid-Atlantic here. This is a 5.6 earthquake here. 5.6 earthquake here in the central mid-Atlantic. As I have explained before, and I'm going to explain just briefly again, there are other earthquakes here as well. Other things happening here as well. USGS never shows what's actually going on. I'm going to explain it right now. The mid-Atlantic fault is expanding. The mid-Atlantic fault is expanding here. What's happening? What's happening here? I'm going to tell you, the fault is expanding here, meaning it's opening up the mid-Atlantic Ocean. It's opening up under the mid-Atlantic Ocean here. It's pushing Europe and Africa in an easterly direction. It's pushing Europe and Africa in an easterly direction. It's also pushing Greenland, Canada, the United States, Mexico, Central America, and South America in a southwesterly direction like this. That's why we're seeing earthquakes here. That's why we're going to continue to see earthquakes here, guys. The mid-Atlantic fault is expanding like this. At some point in time, we're going to see major changes here on the mid-Atlantic fault. Major changes are coming. I told you that. Major changes are coming. Now, the end of last week, we saw a bunch of large earthquakes down here in the South Sandwich Islands. That seismic energy has moved over here through the Antarctic Ridge, over here to the South Atlantic Fault Zone. The seismic energy is moving up the North Mid-Atlantic Fault. Already it's in the North Mid-Atlantic here. It's going to continue its march here to the north, even going up here towards Iceland. Going up here towards Iceland, guys. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. Okay? Now, I want to go back here to what's been going on here in Cascadia. I want to spend a few minutes here. Yes, there are also earthquakes down here to the south. On the Antarctic Ridge here. This is a 5.5 earthquake here. 5.5 earthquake on the Antarctic Ridge here. This earthquake happened at 8:56 a.m. this morning, Eastern Time. Right here, the southern Kermadec Islands. The Kermadec Islands belong to New Zealand here. Here's a 5.0 here in the Kermadec Islands. North of the North Island of New Zealand here. A 4.1 earthquake here. 29 kilometers north of Hicks Bay, New Zealand. Just off the coast of New Zealand. As I keep telling everybody here, this is not the only earthquake that hits here. A lot of earthquakes are hitting here on the North and South Island of New Zealand. Lots of them. Lots and lots of them. USGS doesn't want to tell anybody, but it's happening. They're happening, guys. I guarantee it. Sometime within the next probably 20 years, we're going to see an 8.0 megathrust earthquake off the coast of the North Island of New Zealand. An 8.0 earthquake. What's going to happen? What's going to happen? Just like we're going to see in the Cascade earthquake. We're going to see a major 8.0 earthquake here. Not 9.0, 10.0, but an 8.0. It's going to devastate New Zealand. It's going to devastate New Zealand. Now, it's not just going to be the North Island that's going to have problems. That Tonga seismic zone comes down here along the east coast of the North Island, but then again, it comes over here towards what? Towards what, guys? What's here? North of Christchurch, New Zealand. North of Christchurch, New Zealand. The Tonga Trench here is responsible for the mountains here on the western side of the South Island. The Tonga Trench here has lifted up these mountains on the west side of the South Island of New Zealand. That seismic energy that's going to come off here on the east coast of the North Island here is also going to devastate the South Island people here. People live up and down the entire South Island here. Okay? If anybody thinks that the South Island is going to be spared, it's not. Just like we're going to see with the San Andreas Fault being pinged by the Cascadia earthquake, the same thing is here. The seismic energy is going to continue south here on the Tonga Trench here. It's going to happen. There are earthquakes every day here hitting in New Zealand, and USGS continues to not even show what's going on. It's happening. They don't want to tell anybody. Now, let's go up to Cascadia again. Okay? I'm going to take down the USGS map here for a few minutes. I'm going to show you earthquakes here in the Cascadia region. That's my primary impetus with this program tonight, is to show you what is happening here in the Cascadia region. You need to know it. We have a great number of people here in northwestern Washington, Oregon, and southwestern Canada that live here and that are here on our EMA channel. Lots and lots of them. Eleanor here, R49 says chain reaction. That's exactly what's going to happen here in the Cascadia region. That's exactly what's going to happen down in New Zealand. The chain reaction, seismic energy going south. Okay. August here says Wanda Fuka is like removing the Keystone volcanoes. You're right. You're absolutely right. But what I'm showing you now is important. Think about this. This is Loomy Island, guys. Loomy Island in the North Puget Sound region. Look what we're seeing here. Look closely at what we're seeing here. Okay? This seismogram here starts off with 2000 hours, which is 8 p.m. last night. You see tremors here. You see tremors here. What happened at 2:41 a.m. this morning? What happened over off the Cascadia, off the western coast of Vancouver Island this morning? What we're seeing is what happened with the seismogram showing the Cascadia earthquake here today. The 5.6 earthquake here. That's serious, guys. That is showing the 5.6 earthquake here in the northern Puget Sound region. Loomy Island. Loomy Island here. Now as we go through the later parts of this morning, we have more earthquakes here, tremors. Look at these tremors here. About 10:55 a.m. this morning, a tremor hit. 10:55 a.m. this morning, a tremor hit Loomy Island. Then again here at 11:44 a.m. this morning. Then after 1:06 this afternoon, another tremor. About 5 minutes later, another tremor. Then we have earthquakes here. Okay. 13:40 hours is 1:40 p.m. this afternoon. 2.5 earthquake here. 2.5 earthquake. We go over here to the right on the line just above it. Guess what? Now guys, we're at approximately 1:40, I should say 1:40, but 1:35 this afternoon. This was a 2.7, 2.8 earthquake. You can see tremors building up for this earthquake on the green line here, turning into 2.7, 2.8 earthquake here. That energy continued here at 1:40 this afternoon. Continued. Okay. This may have started at approximately 1:35 this afternoon, but it continued. 135, 136, 137, 138, 139, about 139, 138, 139. It's a 2.7, 2.8 earthquake. Then the seismicity started going down. By 140, it was a 2.0 earthquake. Then became tremors after that. Then starting off at 1440, 240 this afternoon, on the yellow line here, we have a bunch of tremors, don't we? Absolutely do. About 2:57, 2:56 p.m. this afternoon, we had tremors turning into 2.0 earthquake, bumping it up to 2.6, 2.7, and downgraded again to 2.0, 2.1, then down to tremors and dissipating again. That's what happened this afternoon. Loomy Island, the northern end of the Puget Sound region. I'm going to show you another one here. I want to go over here and show you Grays Harbor here. Right here. Okay. At 2000 hours last night, 8 p.m., tiny tremors. Then again at 240, say 241, 242, that 5.6 earthquake hit off the coast. This is Grays Harbor, Washington, recording this earthquake here. You see it on the seismogram. 5.6 earthquake. Then we go throughout the morning. You see a slight tremor increase here, but that's all. No earthquakes here at Grays Harbor at all, just tiny tremors. The only earthquake that was recorded at Grays Harbor was a 5.6 earthquake that happened off the coast of Vancouver Island, British Columbia. I'm not done. Just because we have that 5.6 off the coast, I showed you what happened, showing you those seismograms showing that earthquake. I want to show you something else here. Let's go over to Criterion Ridge, Oregon. Here. Look what we're seeing here. These are tremors here. But we're also seeing magma here. These thicker lines and thinner lines here are called, oh gosh, I had it on the tip of my tongue here. Let's get to say it. They're showing you the magma levels flowing through the magma channels headed towards the volcanoes. The amount of magma that's flowing into the magma channels towards the volcanoes. The thicker lines you're seeing are more magma. Thinner lines are less magma here. Notice what happens here after 1:40 this morning. They turned down the seismograph here. After 3 a.m., they turn it back up. After 3:20 this morning, they turn it back up. And as you can see, late last night at 22:40 hours, before 22:40 hours, they turned it off for about 15 minutes. Turn the seismograph off for 15 minutes. They did it again at approximately 12:44 this morning. They turned it back on about 12:55 this morning. Then they turned it down, way down where it's not recording any information at 1:40 this morning. Did not turn it back up to after about 3:30 this morning here. Then they turned it off again. They turn off again. This time about 4:25, about 4 minutes later, they turn it back on. Then, early this morning again, you see these thicker lines here. The thicker lines showing more magma coming through the magma channels head towards volcanoes. The thinner lines, less magma here. You're also showing lines, nothing's happening here. That means they turned off the seismograph. They turned off the seismograph here again and again and again. There is no excuse for this kind of behavior from the seismologists. No excuse whatsoever. I'm going to ask them right now, what happened here? Why did they turn the seismograph off? Why did you folks turn the seismograph off? We want answers here. We want answers here. Why did you turn it off? Yes, we're seeing some tremors here. These vertical lines here are tremors and minor earthquakes. The longer vertical lines here are minor earthquakes, 2.0 earthquakes. The shorter vertical lines here are tremors, 1.5 to 1.7 tremors here. That's what's going on here. Okay? Criterion Ridge. By the way, guess what? Just so you know, Criterion Ridge is a volcano. Criterion Ridge in Oregon is a volcano. The area here around Criterion Ridge is a huge volcanic field. Over the years, ice and water erased the volcanic mountain here. Ice and water erased the volcanic mountain that used to be here at Criterion Ridge. As a result, all we see here is volcanic field. If we went over, if I had time here, I'd show you the volcanic field here at Criterion Ridge. It's here, shown here on the program before. Criterion Ridge is a volcano, guys. This magma is going into the volcanic chamber inside the volcano here. Criterion Ridge, Oregon. Okay, now I want to go back into Washington State. Ellensburg, Washington. Last night at 8 p.m. last night, all we had here were tremors. All we had here were tremors until the 5.6 earthquake hit off of northwest Vancouver Island. All we had were tremors here in Ellensburg. Then what happened here late this morning? All of a sudden the magma started running here, isn't it? The magma started running here. Magma headed for the volcanoes, guys. Magma headed for the volcanoes. Now, after approximately 12:15 this afternoon, we had a 2.6 earthquake there. You can see the vertical line here on that light blue line. 2.6 earthquake there. 2.6 earthquake there. Then further down here this afternoon, after about 4:30 this afternoon, we have another earthquake. This time a 2.7, 2.8 earthquake. 2.7, 2.8 earthquake on that green line there. Okay. Earthquakes happening here in Ellensburg, Washington. Yet on the USGS map, they're not showing anything going on. Absolutely nothing. Why not? I said this again, I'm going to say it over and over again until people get it through their heads. They don't want anybody to know what's happening. They want people to be dumb. Excuse me. They want people to be dumb. Please, guys, don't be dumb at all. These earthquakes are happening whether anybody wants to know it or not. They're happening. Clatsop Sheriff's Office, Warrenton, Oregon. Warrenton, Oregon here, guys. Again, 8 p.m. last night on the left-hand side top. All we have seen are tremors here through early morning hours. Then again, later this morning, starting about 8 a.m. this morning, you see these thicker lines here. Magma coming into the magma chamber here. Coming through the magma chamber here, head for the volcanoes here. Warrenton, Oregon is not a volcano. It's a place, a city here in Oregon. They have a seismograph that's recording what's happening here. Showing magma flowing through the crust of the earth here towards volcanoes. That's what we see here. We also see some tremors here. Then you see 1420 hours here on the green line on the left-hand side. 1420 hours is 2 p.m. We have a 2.8 earthquake here this afternoon at approximately 2:30. Warrenton, Oregon here. 2.8 minor earthquake here. This is also not recorded on USGS map. Again, they don't want anybody to know what's going on. Heaven forbid. Heaven forbid. If we can have a 2.8, 2.9 earthquake, like you see here, we can have larger earthquakes than that. USGS is not even talking about it. Not at all. Not at all. Why not? Why aren't they showing us what's happening? Why are they not showing it? Let's go over to Glacier Peak. Glacier Peak is a volcano, isn't it? Last night, on this line that says 2040 on the left-hand side, over here it's closer to approximately 2050, 8:50 p.m., 8:55 p.m. even. Here, guys, we see a 2.9 earthquake. 2.9 earthquake. Then over here, after 2:40 this morning, we see the earthquake off of the northwest coast of Vancouver Island. The 5.6 earthquake here. Showing us on the seismogram at Glacier Peak. Mount Glacier Peak, the volcano. After that, all we have are tremors here. That's all it's showing here, tremors here this late morning and afternoon. Nothing but tremors here. They got lucky. They got lucky. Okay? These thinner lines are showing very little magma coming into Glacier Peak. The thinner lines here are showing very little magma coming into Glacier Peak. Doesn't mean it's not coming in. Glacier Peak is still an active volcano. Let's go over to Mount Rainier now. I want to show you Mount Rainier, then we'll talk about Mount St. Helens. Mount Rainier. Okay? Mount Rainier. RCS. Okay? Camp Sherman. Last night you see a lot of tremors here, right? Absolutely. In this case, we're not hardly seeing anything with what happened off the coast of Vancouver Island. They're hardly showing any activity at all. Just tiny tremors here. Now, if that earthquake happened off of Vancouver Island, it showed up at Glacier Peak. It should show up here at Mount Rainier. But again, they don't want anybody to know what's happening. They don't want to show it because they want to say Mount Rainier is sleeping. Nothing's going on here, Mount Rainier. Mount Rainier is not sleeping at all. Mount Rainier is an active volcano. Just after 3 a.m. this morning, we see a 1.7 tremor here. 1.7 tremor here. At approximately 4:40 this morning, tiny tremors. After 5 a.m. on the blue line here, nothing. Not a thing. They turned off the seismograph. Why? USGS, we want answers why you turned off the seismograph at Camp Sherman at Mount Rainier today. Why did you do that? What happened at Camp Sherman don't you want us to see? We know for a fact Mount Rainier has earthquakes. We know for a fact that they're not reporting all the earthquakes. In fact, if we went back to the USGS map, all it would show would be microquakes. All it would show at Mount Rainier would be microquakes. We know for a fact there's a lot more than that. We see those microquakes, we see the minor earthquakes here. Not the minor earthquakes, we're seeing tremors here on the tremor map. We're seeing it here. Mount Rainier. But for about a half hour, 40 minutes, they turned off the seismograph here at Mount Rainier. Why? Inquiring minds want to know why, guys. Why did you see put to turn it off? Why? We want to know. We deserve to know, guys. Here at Camp Sherman, all the rest of the day, we've seen just tremors here. Nothing but tremors. That is not normal for Mount Rainier at all. At all. We know for a fact Mount Rainier has tremors. They have minor earthquakes 2.0, 2.9. They have at least 1 3.0 here every day at Mount Rainier. At Mount Rainier. Don't let them even think about not showing us earthquakes. Okay? Everybody needs to know what happens. You need to know what's happening, guys. Let me go ahead and show you one more seismograph here. This is Emerald Ridge. This Emerald Ridge seismograph sits on the on the northwest corner of Mount Rainier. Northwest corner of Mount Rainier. Now, on the southwest side of Mount Rainier, we had Camp Sherman, right? The Camp Sherman seismograph did not show any activity at all from earthquake off the coast of Vancouver Island. But here at Emerald Ridge, it shows the earthquake here, 5.6 earthquake off the coast of Vancouver Island here. They show it here. Why are they not showing on the other seismographs? We want to know. We want to know. Prior to that earthquake being shown here, we're seeing nothing but tremors here at Mount Sherman, Camp Sherman, Mount Rainier. Look at this. Tiny, tiny tremors at most. At most. Nothing else going on here at Mount Rainier, which is false. It's false. We have tremors, we have minor earthquakes hitting here at Mount Rainier all the time. They are doctoring the seismographs. They're turning them down. They're turning them off. We want the seismographs to be left on. We want to know what's going on here at these volcanoes. We have a right to know. Citizens have a right to know, guys. Remember that. You all have a right to know. Now, I'm going over to Mount St. Helens now. Good old Mount St. Helens. This is east of Mount St. Helens here. East of Mount St. Helens. In this particular slide here, we're seeing lots of tremors, right? Absolutely are. After about 1:05 this morning, yes, we had some tremors. We also had a minor 2.7 earthquake here. Minor 2.7 earthquake here. 1:05 this morning. Then we're also seeing the 5.6 earthquake here off Vancouver Island. Again, Mount St. Helens. Okay. More tremors here. Then right before 10 a.m. this morning, about 9:56 this morning, we have another 2.7 earthquake here. 2.7 earthquake here. Minor earthquake at Mount St. Helens. East of Mount St. Helens. One more seismograph here at Mount St. Helens. Now, I do not know why they're not showing anything here. There's plenty of evidence showing us earthquakes here. There's plenty of evidence showing us earthquakes here at Mount St. Helens. Okay? What I want to show you is the seismograph from September lobe. September lobe is a spindly seismograph that sits on the top of Mount St. Helens. On the September lobe seismograph, go over to the Pacific Northwest Seismic Network and look up September lobe, SCP. On the SCP seismograph, in the afternoon, not in the morning, but in the afternoon, you're going to see some 2.7, 2.8 earthquakes here, especially one after 4 p.m. this afternoon. About 4:03 p.m. this afternoon, we have a pretty good sized earthquake. Pretty good sized earthquake. At least a 2.7, 2.8 earthquake. Okay? It's there. It's there. They want us to believe nothing's going on. I continue to show you tremors and earthquakes happening all the time here. All the darn time. They can try to say nothing's going on. But quite honestly, it's not the truth. Not the truth at all. Now, here's a tremor map that the Pacific Northwest Seismic Network wants to show us. They're not showing anything off Vancouver Island at all. They're not showing anything off Vancouver Island at all. Yet we had a very large earthquake there, a 5.6 plus earthquake. They're not showing it. They're not showing tremors over in northern Washington either. They're not showing any tremors over in northern Washington at all. Southern Washington, nothing. They're not showing anything in Portland. They're showing you some tremors north of Eugene, Oregon here. Some tremors north of Eugene here. Now, I'm going to go further south here. Northern California, guys. Look out, guys. Look at Northern California here. What you need to know is this. Again, this is important. This is important for everyone. Know what's going on. Know what's going on. We have a lot of earthquakes here in Oregon and Washington. The Pacific Northwest Seismic Network on this particular tremor map It's showing us 483 tremors here. 483 tremors. Why did I take painstaking time showing you tremors and earthquakes in Washington, Oregon? The plain simple answer is this. The earthquakes are happening in Oregon and Washington. USGS doesn't want to show them. They absolutely don't want anybody to know what's going on. They're showing a lot of tremors over here around Mount Shasta and Mount Lassen. That's truth. Mount Lassen and Mount Shasta are showing a lot of seismic activity. Mount Lassen has not erupted since 1917. Almost 110 years later. Mount Lassen is showing signs of a possible eruption in the near future. It's showing signs of a possible eruption in the near future. Everybody here in Northern California needs to understand that. My dear sister Heather, Hurricane Heather, lives over near Mount Shasta. When Mount Lassen and or Mount Shasta erupts, it's going to affect her family. It's going to affect her friends. It's going to affect a lot of EMA family members and even friends of mine in Northern California. It's going to affect everybody. The ash from Mount Lassen is going to affect people in San Francisco, California. The ash of Mount Lassen is going to affect people in San Francisco and people to the west and the east. Guaranteed. Beware of it, guys. Beware of it. Now, my dear friend Arnold, who's a moderator on our channel, which I'm grateful, thankful to him. About 2 months ago, one of my dearest friends, Demon Catman from the east of England, who's also moderator on the channel, got attacked by an illegal alien in England. Got attacked, robbed him. Demon Catman has MS. Now he's having PSTD, or post-traumatic stress syndrome, PTSD. Please keep him in your prayers. Please keep Demon Catman in your prayers. He and everybody else we know deserves to be in our prayers. Also, other members of our EMA family need prayers as well. My dear friend, Don Patoka, you've seen him here in our chat. He's a dear friend of mine. He's been a moderator in this program as well. He's going through cancer, guys, big time cancer. I'm going to try to call him this evening to find out how he's doing, but he's hardly able to even answer the telephone, let alone even get on our program. He gets on the program as often as he possibly can. Please keep Dawn Patoka in our prayers as well. Also, Sleeping Volcano. She's gone through her things herself. Please keep Sleeping Volcano in your prayers as well. Her first name is Sharon. Also, keep Renee Steffi in our prayers. She's one of our moderators here on this program. She's one of our weather girls here with Hurricane Heather. Renee Steffi's also having some health problems. She would appreciate us keeping her in our prayers as well. Also myself. I have some health problems as well. One of the reasons I haven't been coming on the program right at 4 o'clock is I have problems in my shoulders and my back, up and down my entire back, especially in my low back. Yes, I had some car accidents early on in my life when I was a young man. After 20 years old, I had several car accidents. Right before I became a cop when I was 32, I had a very bad car accident. I was told I wasn't going to be able to walk again. Back in high school, I had a gymnastics injury in high school. I was told I was not going to be able to walk again. I did walk. When that injury happened, right before I came into the police academy, I was told I'd never be able to lift over 5 pounds again, never really be able to walk again. About 8 months after the accident, I went through the police academy. I passed the police academy with flying colors. I threw stupid people around for a living. I wrestled drunks on the ground for a living. I was a DUI specialist for my department. I became the chief accident investigator for all the federal government. I was a chief accident investigator for the federal government. Please keep myself in your prayers. Even my wife, she helps take care of me. And Sleeping Volcano, absolutely in your prayers. She's been diagnosed with heart failure. Heart failure. Now, with that said, my buddy, Canadian Patriot 1, also has been diagnosed with heart failure. He only has half a heart. Has a half heart. He's on oxygen. He needs our prayers as well. Canadian Patriot 1's name is Dave. Please keep Dave's in our prayers as well. Guys, I'm telling you this. Throughout my life, many times during my life, I've had testimony born to me through the Holy Ghost that God hears and answers prayers. I have had personal revelation from God in my dreams and in my mind throughout the day. I've had answers to my prayers. I've asked God to set me free, to set us all free from the multitude of words that inflict upon us, even unto the depths of our souls. Wretched words throughout our communities, throughout our world. May God bless us. May God give us his mercy and lift us up and garnish our thoughts with righteous thoughts. Have you ever had nights where you just can't get to sleep? Your head hits a pillow, and then again at the very moment, your eyes close. The worries of the day and worries of tomorrow come crowding into your head like many unwanted, noisy guests. Mental health sounds like especially a modern concern. Mental health is a modern concern. However, it shouldn't be. God can help bless us. God can help bless us. As Arnold just said in a chat today on our channel, kneel down beside your bed. Pray to God. Pray to God. And yes, pray for our buddy Richard Smith, who died a few years ago. My buddy, Rich over in Nova Scotia, Canada also has cancer. Pray for him as well. Please pray for him as well. And I identify him as Richard Smith, who died a few years ago. His name was Larry. Larry was a very dear friend of mine. He died of cancer and stuff as well. I think of him almost every day. I long to hear his voice as well as the voice of my parents as well. People I love and hold dear. Sometimes all we want is God to speak. Want him to speak to us loudly so that he drowns out other noises in our lives, other voices in our lives, the voices that rattle around in our head. But perhaps what we really need is God's silence in our head. But perhaps what we really need is stillness, the stillness, the still small voice, the still small voice, a peace that calms the raging seas, a hushed stillness that falls upon a crowded room. Is this what you need? I do. I need him. Is this what you listen for? If so, ask the Lord for that peace. Ask the Lord for his mercy. We can't do without him. I'm convinced of that. We can't do without him. Ask the Lord Jesus Christ for our help, for his help, calming the stormy seas, calming our minds, and being able to help us go throughout our lives. May God bless you. May God be with you this day and night. I love each and every one of you guys. I really do. I count each of you as my friends and family. You truly are that. As Arnold just said here in the chat, we are living in a corrupted world, but we don't have to be taken away by that world. We need to follow Jesus Christ, follow his example, so we can be in a better place, and he will lead us to a better place. Trish Killing is in our chat. She's a very dear friend of mine, her and her husband as well. She says, Ron, I know putting on a podcast 5 days a week is very strenuous for you. God bless you for being here for us. I will always be here for you until I can't be here anymore. I love each and every one of you. I truly do. I ask the Lord's blessings to be upon each one of you and to guide each one of your lives, to help each one of us. May God be with you till we can meet again. We love you, brothers and sisters. We truly love you. It's my prayer we can have God's Spirit to guide and direct us. We can have God's Spirit to guide and direct us. Know that's a fact. We need it. May God be with us this day and always. May God be with us until we can meet again. We'll see you on the other side. Take care, everyone. God bless you all. Good night. Have a good night. Take care.
Here at Emergency Management Associates, we're dedicated and true, bringing you the essential knowledge, helping you see things through. From disaster preparedness to navigating recovery's embrace, we're here to guide you in every unpredictable time and place. We break down the complex, make it easy to grasp and absorb, sharing strategies for safety, the vital lessons you can't afford to hoard. So thank you for watching, and thank you so much for your sub. You're a key part of our growing family, a member of our knowledge club. With every like, every share, and every comment you send our way, our critical message spreads further, helping more people every single day. Together we're stronger and more prepared. That's the truth we all abide. You help us build resilience with nowhere for uncertainty to hide. Your engagement truly inspires us. Your feedback acts as a guiding light, helping us continually grow and making our channel's future bright. We're always learning, always striving to be better, bring you the most up-to-date information, no matter the weather. Emergency Management Associates is here for you now and forever, it's true. Keep watching, keep learning, because we truly appreciate all that you do. Thank you. Thank you.